Just keep going, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. You can't turn back, you come too far, you can't give up, you work too hard. Just keep going, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. You can't turn back, you come too far, you can't give up, you work too hard.
Welcome back to Dissertation in 90 Days, the podcast dedicated to helping you conquer the challenges of doctoral research and beyond. I'm Dr. J, your host and spokesperson for Grad Mentor Network. Today, we're delving into a critical aspect of your dissertation journey, navigating the Institutional Review Board, or IRB, process. Ensuring that your research is ethical is not just a regulatory requirement, but a cornerstone of academic integrity and responsibility. In this episode, we'll explore the importance of the IRB, the steps involved in obtaining IRB approval, and practical tips to help you navigate this process smoothly. Whether you're just beginning to plan your study or are preparing your IRB submission, this episode is packed with valuable insights. So grab your favorite beverage, find a comfortable spot, and let's dive into the IRB process together. Understanding the purpose of the IRB is the first step in navigating the process. The IRB is a committee that reviews research proposals to ensure that they are ethical and that the rights and welfare of participants are protected. This includes assessing risks, ensuring informed consent, and monitoring compliance with ethical standards. The first step in the IRB process is to determine whether your study requires IRB approval. Generally, any research involving human subjects, including surveys, interviews, and experiments, will need to be reviewed by the IRB. If you're unsure, consult with your advisor or the IRB office at your institution. Once you've established that you need IRB approval, the next step is to prepare your application. This typically involves submitting a detailed research proposal that includes your study's objectives, methodology, and procedures for obtaining informed consent. It's essential to provide a clear and thorough explanation of how you will protect your participants' rights and welfare. When preparing your application, pay close attention to the details. Clearly outline your recruitment procedures, including how you'll select and contact participants. Describe the informed consent process, ensuring that participants will be fully informed about the study's purpose, procedures, risks, and benefits before agreeing to participate. Include any questionnaires, interview guides, or other data collection instruments you will use. One of the most critical components of the IRB application is the risk-benefit analysis. This involves assessing the potential risks to participants and comparing them to the potential benefits of the research. Risks can include physical harm, psychological distress, or breaches of confidentiality. Be honest and thorough in identifying possible risks and describe the steps you will take to minimize them. Informed consent is a cornerstone of ethical research. Your IRB application must include a detailed informed consent form that participants will sign before taking part in the study. This form should be written in clear, non-technical language and cover all the essential information, including the study's purpose, procedures, risks, benefits, and the participants' rights to withdraw at any time without penalty. Once you have prepared your application, it's time to submit it to the IRB for review. The review process can vary depending on your institution and the complexity of your study. Some studies may qualify for expedited review, while others may require full board review. Be prepared for the possibility that the IRB may request revisions or additional information before granting approval. It's important to be patient and responsive during the review process. Address any feedback or requests for revisions promptly and thoroughly. The IRB's role is to ensure that your study meets ethical standards and their feedback can help you strengthen your research design. Once your study has received IRB approval, you must adhere to the approved protocols and report any changes to the IRB. This includes modifications to your research design, recruitment procedures, or data collection methods. Additionally, you must report any adverse events or unanticipated problems involving risks to participants. Now, let's discuss some practical tips to help you navigate the IRB process smoothly. First, start early. The IRB review process can take time, and it's essential to allow ample time for preparing your application, receiving feedback, and making any necessary revisions. Starting early can help you avoid delays in your research timeline. Next, seek guidance from your advisor and experienced researchers. They can provide valuable insights and feedback on your IRB application, helping you to anticipate potential issues and address them proactively. Additionally, many institutions offer workshops or resources on the IRB process, so take advantage of these opportunities to learn more. Another helpful strategy is to review successful IRB applications from past students in your program. This can give you a sense of the level of detail and clarity required, as well as the types of issues that commonly arise during the review process. While you should never copy someone else's application, learning from successful examples can be incredibly informative. It's also important to be transparent and thorough in your application. The IRB is looking for a clear, comprehensive understanding of your study and how you will protect participants. Avoid vague or ambiguous descriptions and be prepared to provide detailed explanations and justifications for your methods and procedures. Good communication with the IRB office is crucial. If you have questions or need clarification on any aspect of the application process, don't hesitate to reach out to the IRB staff. They are there to help and can provide valuable guidance and support. Lastly, maintain a focus on ethical considerations throughout your research. Ethical research is not just about obtaining IRB approval. It's about conducting your study in a way that respects and protects your participants at all stages. Regularly review and reflect on your research practices to ensure that they align with ethical standards. Let's now explore some common challenges that researchers face during the IRB process and how to address them. One common issue is underestimating the time and effort required to prepare a thorough IRB application. As mentioned earlier, starting early and allowing plenty of time for revisions is crucial. Be realistic about the time needed to gather information, draft documents, and respond to feedback. Another challenge is dealing with revisions and resubmissions. It's not uncommon for the IRB to request changes to your application before granting approval. Approach this feedback constructively, understanding that it's meant to enhance the ethical standards of your study. Carefully review the IRB's comments, address each point thoroughly, and provide clear explanations for any revisions made. Researchers sometimes struggle with the informed consent process, particularly in ensuring that participants fully understand what they are agreeing to. To address this, make sure your consent form is written in clear, simple language that is easily understandable by participants. Avoid jargon and technical terms, and consider using visual aids or verbal explanations to enhance comprehension. Confidentiality and data security are other areas where researchers may face challenges. It's essential to have robust procedures in place to protect participants' confidentiality and ensure the security of your data. This includes secure storage of physical and digital data, using encryption for electronic files, and limiting access to sensitive information. Let's also discuss the importance of cultural sensitivity in the IRB process. When conducting research with diverse populations, it's crucial to consider cultural differences and ensure that your study is respectful and inclusive. This includes being mindful of cultural norms and values, obtaining culturally appropriate consent, and using language and communication methods that are accessible and respectful to all participants. Cultural sensitivity extends to the design of your study as well. Ensure that your research questions, methodologies, and data collection instruments are culturally appropriate and do not inadvertently cause harm or discomfort to participants. Seek input from cultural advisors or community representatives to ensure that your study is culturally informed and respectful. Another common challenge is managing conflicts of interest. Researchers must disclose any potential conflicts of interest that could affect the integrity of their study. This includes financial, professional, or personal interests that could influence the research process or outcomes. Being transparent about conflicts of interest and addressing them proactively is essential for maintaining ethical standards. Let's now explore the long-term benefits of obtaining IRB approval and conducting ethical research. Beyond meeting regulatory requirements, ethical research fosters trust and credibility with participants, the academic community, and the public. It demonstrates your commitment to responsible research practices and contributes to the advancement of knowledge in an ethical manner. IRB approval also provides a framework for addressing ethical challenges that may arise during your study. By adhering to approved protocols and maintaining open communication with the IRB, you can navigate unforeseen issues with confidence and ensure that your research remains ethical and compliant. Additionally, conducting ethical research can enhance the quality and impact of your study. Ethical considerations, such as obtaining informed consent and protecting confidentiality, contribute to the validity and reliability of your findings. They also enhance the potential for your research to be published and recognized within the academic community. Finally, let's discuss the role of continuous learning and improvement in the IRB process. Ethical research is an ongoing commitment that extends beyond obtaining IRB approval. Stay informed about developments in research ethics and best practices, and continuously reflect on and improve your research methods. Engage with ethical training opportunities, attend workshops, and participate in discussions on research ethics to stay current and enhance your ethical decision-making skills. In summary, navigating the IRB process is a critical step in ensuring that your research is ethical and compliant with regulatory standards. By understanding the purpose of the IRB, preparing a thorough and transparent application, and maintaining a focus on ethical considerations throughout your study, you can conduct research that respects and protects your participants. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Dissertation in 90 Days. I hope you found these insights and strategies helpful in navigating the IRB process and ensuring ethical research in your dissertation. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for more tips and strategies to help you succeed in your doctoral journey. If you found this episode valuable, please leave us a review and share it with your peers. Join our Grad Mentor Network community for additional resources and support. Before we wrap up, remember that ethical research is the foundation of academic integrity and responsibility. Stay committed to protecting your participants, maintaining transparency, and conducting your research with the highest ethical standards. Until next time, keep striving for excellence and embracing the journey. I'm Dr. J, signing off. Goodbye.